By 1453, the Byzantine Empire stood on the edge of destruction. Once the greatest power in Europe, it had shrunk to little more than the walls of Constantinople itself. The city that had stood as the capital of the Roman world for over 1,000 years was now the last remnant of a dying empire. And waiting outside its walls was a new power rising in the east, the Ottoman Empire. Under the young and ambitious Sultan Mehmed II, the Ottomans were determined to finish what generations of their predecessors had started, the conquest of Constantinople. The year is 1453. Ottoman Empire versus Byzantium, the ancestors of Greece, Italy, and Turkey. The fall of Constantinople would change history forever. Constantinople was no ordinary city. For centuries, it had been known as the Queen of Cities, the greatest fortress in the world. Its triple walls stretched for miles, defended by towers, moats, and centuries of engineering improvements. Many invaders had tried to take it. Persians, Arabs, Bulgars, Crusaders, and almost all had failed. To the people of Europe, it seemed invincible. But the Ottomans brought something new to the battlefield. Mehmed II had commissioned massive cannons designed by the Hungarian engineer Orban, capable of hurling giant stone balls against the strongest walls. Never before had Constantinople's defenders faced such devastating firepower. In April 1453, the siege began. The Ottoman army, estimated at over 80,000 men, surrounded the city by land, while their navy sealed off the Golden Horn and the Bosporus, cutting Constantinople off from the outside world. Inside the walls were perhaps 7,000 defenders, including Byzantine soldiers, Venetian and Genoese allies, and a desperate population willing to fight for survival. For weeks, the thunder of Ottoman cannons shook the city. Day and night, the great walls were battered, towers collapsed, and breaches opened. Yet the defenders fought on. Emperor Constantine XI, the last Byzantine ruler, inspired his men to hold the walls, rallying them with speeches and leading counterattacks personally. Greek fire, the legendary Byzantine weapon, was hurled at Ottoman ships, burning many before they could reach the walls. Every breach opened by the cannons was filled again with rubble and timber as defenders refused to surrender. But the situation grew worse with each passing day. Supplies dwindled, morale weakened, and the walls crumbled faster than they could be repaired. The defenders sent pleas to the west, begging for reinforcements. A few ships slipped through the Ottoman blockade with supplies, but the great powers of Europe, France, England, the Holy Roman Empire, were too divided and exhausted to send help. The Byzantine Empire stood alone. After 53 days of relentless bombardment, Mehmed II prepared for his final assault. On May 29th, waves of Ottoman troops charged the walls. First came irregulars, who absorbed the defenders' arrows and gunfire. Then came the elite Janissaries, the heart of the Ottoman army, advancing in disciplined ranks through the breaches torn open by the cannons. The defenders resisted with incredible courage. Emperor Constantine himself fought on the front lines, rallying his men even as the Ottomans surged over the walls. For hours the fighting raged in the streets of the city. But the defenders were hopelessly outnumbered. At last Constantine XI fell in battle, refusing to retreat. His death marked the symbolic end of the Byzantine Empire. The battle was over. The Ottoman Empire had won. But this wasn't just a victory. It was the end of an era. The Byzantine Empire, the last remnant of Rome, was gone. Mehmed II entered the city in triumph, renaming it Istanbul and declaring it the new capital of his empire. Constantinople would now serve as the heart of the Ottoman Empire, a bridge between Europe and Asia, and one of the most important cities in the world for centuries to come. The fall of Constantinople also sent shockwaves through Europe. With the land routes to Asia now under Ottoman control, European powers turned to the seas, launching voyages of exploration that would eventually open the age of discovery. In many ways, the fall of Constantinople not only ended the Middle Ages, but also helped begin the modern world. But could the Byzantines have survived? Some historians argue that if Western Europe had acted faster, if larger reinforcements from Venice, Genoa, or the papacy had arrived, the siege might have been broken. Others suggest that if Constantine XI had surrendered before the walls fell, Byzantium might have survived as a vassal state. And some believe that no matter what happened, the Ottomans' military strength, numbers, and technology made the fall inevitable. What is certain is that May 29, 1453 marked the death of the Eastern Roman Empire and the rise of a new superpower in the East. Constantinople had fallen and the world would never be the same. Like and subscribe for more historical breakdowns.